This was a last week pop quiz 6, past paper. Question 1, transition elements are found in the middle block of a periodic table. Chromium have several isotopes, manganese has only one isotope. What is meant by the term isotopes? How we define the term isotope? Atom of the same element having same number of proton
protons.
and different number of neutrons inside nucleus. Okay, so they have same number of the protons, but they have different number of neutrons inside the nucleus of an atom. We call them as isotope. State the nucleon number of a manganese. So if you need a nucleon number of a manganese, you have to use a periodic table. So when you check the periodic table, this is the image of the periodic table. So what is the proton number of a manganese? Where do you see a manganese here? So we have a manganese in this. What is the
25.
proton number of manganese according to this position?
Proton number 25.
Good. So proton number is 25. So we write here manganese has a but in the question they ask a nucleon number.
Right.
Nucleon means
Right.
like we need the sum. So what is the sum of the neutron and the proton? The nucleon number of manganese? 25 is the proton number. What is the nucleon number? The sum. 55. So the sum of a neutron and a proton, that is 55. So we write here 55.
So the total weight is 55.
Yeah, nucleon number is actually representing the sum of a neutron and a proton, where atomic number is representing the number of the proton. We have to write here 55. Then complete the table to show the number of proton, neutron, and electrons in a chromium ion. And they give you the proton number and the nucleon number. How many protons are there in this chromium?
24.
So this number is representing the number of proton 24. Then the neutron number, to get the neutron number, you subtract 52 minus 24. What's the
28.
answer? So it will be 28.
28.
But the electron, it is a positive, so it has lost 3 electrons.
21.
So there will be 21 electrons.
22.
Okay. The next question is related to the moles concept.
Then what was the answer for part 3?
21, 28, 24, 28, 21. The next is in a titration. Titration means when we react two reagents, two chemicals, one which we have the known concentration, another one is unknown concentration. We call that as a titration. So in a titration, a 25 cm cube of 0.08 mole per dm cube of a potassium hydroxide is neutralized by 20 cm cube of a sulfuric acid. The equation is given: potassium hydroxide, 2 moles of potassium hydroxide react with 1 mole of a sulfuric acid to give potassium sulfate plus water, 2 moles of water. Calculate the concentration. That's the full last part, but we have to follow the steps. What is the first step? They ask calculate the number of moles of potassium hydroxide. So about potassium hydroxide, and what is the journal way of solving the titration, the moles question formula ratio?
Divided by molar mass.
So first is for number of moles of potassium hydroxide are needed. What we have the concentration. This is the concentration and this is a volume. So how to get the moles? Moles is concentration times volume. The concentration is 0.08. What about the volume? 25 cm cube. So if 25 cm cube, how much in dm cube?
3.025.
Because we have to divide by 1000.
0.02.
So 25 divided by
0.0.
1000 times 0.08. What's the final answer for this? 0.0.
0.0025.
0 point?
0.00200.
You have 0.0, like 25 divided by 1000?
0.002. So how much? 25?
Yeah.
25 divided by 100.
You multiply by 10 to the power of minus.
So 0.002.
Yeah. I think 0.00.
Or 2 into 10 power negative 3.
2 into 10 negative 3.
Yeah. But write in decimal, it's much more easy to show this. Then determine the number of moles of sulfuric acid. So how we can find the moles of sulfuric acid? We have the potassium hydroxide and we need sulfuric acid. So according to equation, what is the ratio between potassium hydroxide and a sulfuric acid? How many moles of potassium hydroxide are there? 2. How many moles of sulfuric acid? 1. So according to equation, 2:1 is the ratio. Like 2 will give 1. So if we have 0.002, how many moles will be there? X.
0.001.
Yeah. So you just cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you get 0.001. So first we solve by formula. The second part we solve by using a ratio. Now the third part. How to work out the third part? Again by formula. So which formula we will use? We need the concentration in mole per dm cube. So we have the formula moles is concentration into volume. Okay, the same formula. So if we need the concentration, so we can write concentration is moles divided by volume. It's the same formula, but we rearrange for concentration. How many moles of sulfuric acid are there? 0.001. What about the volume of sulfuric acid? It was given 25. Sorry, 20. 20 cm cube, but it should be in dm cube. So what we do? 20 divided by 1000. So 20 divided by 1000, 0.02 will be there. So 0.001 divided by 0.02. What's the answer?
0.05.
0.05? Yeah. So 0.05 moles per dm cube is the concentration. But the next one, we need the concentration in grams.
Multiply by molar mass.
Yeah, we will multiply.
Yeah, so whenever
Multiply by
moles concentration from mole per dm cube to gram per dm cube, what you do? You multiply by the molar mass. So what is the molar mass of a sulfuric acid? The molar mass of a sulfuric acid, you can use a periodic table for that. The molar mass of or a molecular mass of sulfuric acid H2SO4. Hydrogen is 1 multiplied by 2. Sulfur is 32, periodic table. And oxygen is 16 multiplied by 4. So 16 times 4, 64 plus 32, and then plus 2.
98.
So total will be 98. So what we simply do, this 0.05 was the concentration in mole per dm cube. To convert into gram per dm cube, we multiply by molar mass. So 0.05 times 98. What's the answer?
4.9. 4.9.
So 4.9 grams per decimeter cube. So this is a way whenever you want to solve a question, convert the concentration from mole per dm cube to gram per dm cube, you multiply by molar mass. And volume always, look, you see volume is 25 cm cube, but whenever you use a formula, volume should be in dm cube. And how to convert the cm cube into dm cube? Dividing by 1000. So it's always the case. So first we use a formula. When we use a formula, moles is concentration time volume, then we use a ratio between a potassium hydroxide and a sulfuric acid. Then again we use a formula, and just to convert the mole per dm cube to gram per dm cube, multiply by the molar mass.